All right, everybody, this will be warning to all politicians. I am running for president 2024, 114A. Just a little bit to add on to the last one there. So I turned the TV on here while I was getting ready to roll. I have to wait for my clock to let me go here. So, there was a Joe Biden for president commercial on, and he's going through all his spiel about he's going to lead the way in the fight against coronavirus and all these other things and stuff. And it's like, has it occurred to you, well, terrorism's gone. We need something else to give us more power. Something else, for years it was, the threat of nuclear war and the Soviets and blah, blah, blah. Then, and they use it on the other side too. All the countries do, governments do backhanded stuff to give themselves more power. So it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. We've really got no mention of the flu or influenza. It's all COVID now, which might just be a bad flu. But they need something else, another boogeyman. They always say, never let a crisis go to waste. Is this part of their thing, their stupid thinking? Now we got a crisis. Let's blow it up out of proportion and so we can have more power. Global warming, there's a crisis. Oh, that ain't big enough. Let's, we had terrorism for so many years. Now, that seems to be the wayside. You don't hear anything. Remember all the terror alerts, and you had the charts and green, red, and, orange, everything in between. And they started to kind of do things with the peaks of deaths, and we're going to open up. Nope, we're going to shut down. We had some more cases. Well, you tested more people. I don't want to downplay it. We should all take better care of ourselves. Said from the beginning, do the things they say will boost your immune system, even if they're blowing this out of proportion. Boost your immune system, it's a good thing anyway. So living healthier. But some of the draconian things they're doing and the way people are acting, New York City, arresting people jogging or riding their bikes in Central Park. They're out in the open. They're not sitting there having a love fest with a group orgy, or like the protest, people yelling and shouting at each other. Even if you got a mask, you're still spewing out a whole bunch of bacteria and shit through your mask. The air gets through it, the virus can get through it. They've never been really clear on, exactly on how you can catch it and how you can't catch it. Like they haven't been clear on anything. So is it just me, or am I just, this is just something else? This is what they found to replace terrorism with? Need something else to move us along in our plans so we can, do whatever their plans are. Like I said, I believe in the order of God, and, we're all leaves of one tree, humanity, and a new world order, if you have it, of better cooperation between nations, and the things that Baha'u'llah talked about. A common script, common currency will alleviate a lot of poverty around the world. They won't be able to play games with, saying who's going to be rich and who's going to be poor. It'll be up to be, the way that nation works or doesn't work. So, and I've said that there can be, the whole time, there can be a nefarious organization trying to set up their world order, which will be their hierarchy and their aristocrat and, elitist under a socialist type world where they are in complete control. And so, of course, if you're trying to do that, who you going to buddy up with? You're going to buddy up with China. And it's odd. Hey, this disease comes from China, isn't it? So, just really has occurred to me, wow, man, for so many years we terrorism, this, that, and North Korea, this, well, none of that matters no more. It's all coronavirus, COVID. They're going to use the disease to gain power. It's become a political issue, hasn't it? So it's self-evident that they're using it for power, to try and gain power. Hopefully they don't succeed, because it's the Democrats, I believe, who are trying to use it to gain power. And they're the ones with the ties to socialism and to China, etc. And Soros and others behind the scenes. Who's to say this isn't some part of some big psyop plan of theirs? Cause the division, cause the racial division, cause the fear of COVID, this and that, so they can regain power. And turn this country more to a liberal, anything goes. There's no right or wrong. There's no gender, no nothing. Everyone can go. You can go have an abortion. You can go do drugs. You can have the government pay for your medical. And, well, it's not the government. It's your neighbor down the street who's working his ass off trying to take care of his own family, being taxed to death, having his money taken from him by force from Congress. IRS, just the accounting and collection firm. They hire to do their dirty deeds and go get the money from those people working, And look, and it's like Social Security. They want to keep you taxed and broke and everything like that, so you can't take care of yourself. That you have to look to them, like with Social Security. It's going to go bankrupt. If you don't vote for us, you're not going to have any Social Security. Everything's about fear with these people. Everything. You need to teach people to be smart and quit taxing them. Say, hey, you know what? You're making good money. You might not always make good money. Maybe you should put some of it aside, especially business and stuff like this. Put some of it aside. And individuals, put some of it aside, invest in some kind of retirement stuff and everything, so when you're old and gray, you can take care of yourself. And you won't rely on some politician making you promises that they're going to make sure you have a Social Security check. It's power. They're pimping. Using fear and intimidation. They're pimping. Do you understand this? They have to keep you dependent on them. They don't want you to be self-sufficient and think for yourself and depend on yourself and your maker. It gives them power. Oh, there's a crisis. Oh, so you're not going to have no retirement. You're not going to have, you're not going to, you have to be dependent on them to give you. They want to be your gods, your little demigods. They can walk around, feel good about themselves, pat themselves on the back, this and that, and everything. Just watch those Joe Biden commercials and start to get it, start to understand it. Depend on us. I'm going to save you. The government's going to save you. We're the dealers. We're going to give you everything you need. And you're going to go along with it, or else, buddy. That's the vibe I get from the whole Democratic Party and the uneducated flunkies that, you know, and a lot of them, hey, they got a lot of well-spoken. You know, a well-spoken jackass is still a jackass. You know, somebody with bad policies, well-spoken, this and that, or you know, they have an education, all this. I'm not knocking education for things that matter, you know, engineering, things that are applied realistically. But all these people go and get degrees and bullshit just so they can flap their guns on TV and tell other people how they need to do things and live in fear and et cetera and support so-and-so. You know, it's like, you ever had a job where you had some manager, some middle management guy who, you know, there's a problem or whatever, and you tell them, hey, look, this is the way we do it, this is the way you got to do it, whatever. And they say, no, I think we're going to do it this way, blah, blah, blah. And you tell them that, you know, that ain't going to work or whatever. And it's just because of their position and their education and them not willing to admit that they're wrong about something, they're going to stick to their guns. And that's what I see a lot now, right now. Samuel Jackson was on The View there and everything. And I guarantee you could point out factual stuff to him about energy, this and that, and everything like that. Wouldn't matter. If someone like him had to admit they were wrong about something to somebody they hated, maybe he hates him because he's a racist or whatever. Maybe he just hates him because of their belief system, whatever. But not just Samuel Jackson, anybody. There's people who lock themselves into positions, and because of their pride, you can show them till kingdom come how they're wrong and why they're wrong, and explain it to them. Black and white, here you go. And they won't change their opinion, change their stance. Because then they have to admit they were wrong about something. And they can't. Their egos can't handle it. Cannot handle it. And in that respect, then they're sociopaths. They want to intimidate and force their view, even if it's a wrong view, even if they're wrong about something, on somebody, just for the sake. Either they're in a position of power, like some middle management or manager or something, like you tell them they're wrong. Hey, they can't handle it. Having somebody they deem beneath them outdo them, or be right and then be wrong. And that's, I think, a lot of these Hollywood people. They can't handle that. A lot of these people on The View and shows like that. They're going to keep insisting that they're right, even though they're wrong. And it's a fight against you, and damn it, they're going to win because they're going to have authority over you. Damn it, whether you like it or not, they got to lie, whatever they got to do. It's a shame we got people like that in the world. But that's the way pimps and thugs operate. Fear, intimidation, dependency. They want you to be in a dependent relationship with them, these politicians. You can't take care of yourself. If you start realizing you don't need them, these are people, they're not going to go out and work a real job. Are you kidding? And Joe Biden's at the age now where, you know, it doesn't matter, but even, can you imagine? It's like a lot of these rock bands when you want to hit one. They were super huge in the 80s. And where are they now? You know, and I'm not knocking them for working right, but there's a lot of them couldn't handle the fact that, you know, they went from being a star, from being way up at top. Now they're, you know, doing construction or something. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same with these politicians. Could you imagine a younger Joe Biden having to give up politics and go work a regular job, digging ditches or something? Hell no. That kind of shit's beneath him. These people don't make their money or their names by doing the common things that everybody else has to struggle with. They make their money and get their positions of power by manipulating people. And that's exactly what a pimp does. Fear and intimidation, dependency, it's all the same shit. All the same shit. So, and you see it now with, the double standard with what hate crimes are and what they aren't and what people get away with. And they're putting these people who want power in the court system instead of adjudicating, by the law, what the law is and what's right and wrong. Well, if you're out protesting and you did X, Y, Z and you looted or didn't, we're going to let you slide because it's to our political advantage because then you're going to support us. But if you're somebody out there that tries to stop somebody from destroying your property or attacking you or something, and you defend your life, they're going to come after you. It's kind of like, when you watch football and the first guy does something, smacks somebody or does something, and then the guy retaliates against that, he's the one that gets the flag. It's kind of like that shit anymore, ain't it? And people can come up to you, say, do whatever they want to do. You retaliate, defend yourself. You're the bad guy. You're the freaking bad guy. The victim is the bad guy now. They're trying to make it that way. And same thing. Well, the people in prison, they got to have this, they got to have that, this and that. What? Wait, we're going to cater to these people that don't contribute anything to their own lives or society other than causing us all kinds of trouble and problems? Causing us to have big budgets for police because they can't behave act like normal human beings to their fellow human beings? Do unto others as you'd have done unto you doesn't mean shit to them. What means shit to them is do it to them before they do it to you type mentality. You have people that are being raised in this country and have been being raised in this country that every problem they have is because of this country, or every problem they have is because of white people, or every problem they have is because of capitalism. They are just raised to be antisocial, and no matter how much you try and show them the way, look, if you apply yourself and you do this, and if we get rid of this crap and we make people, understand that they can succeed and be self-reliant no matter what your education is. You might not be a rocket scientist, or you can go out, if you know how to weld really good, you can get a damn good paying job. If you're smart with that money and ain't out blowing it and everything, you can become a wealthy person in this country working a regular job, even these truck driving jobs. If you're smart with your money, you're a young person starting out, I'm telling you right now, you can go, a lot of these companies, they'll train you, they'll pay for you to go, you go to truck driving school, whatever, get a student loan, grant, whatever they're doing these days, agree to work for them for a year and they'll pay off your school and train you some more. And I don't know about all these the company I'm with has a great program. I mean, they've got tax consultants, they got financial people and everything, show you what to do with your money, save your money. Lots of people out here, they start making more money, they blow every dime of it and all this, and then they don't understand business, or they get into it and they don't understand how freight lanes work and freight and everybody's ripping them off and all this, and the reason they're not succeeding, even though they're making the same money as everybody else is, they're not succeeding because everyone's ripping them off, and because it's the company or it's the shipper or it's this or that. Hey, and I'm not denying some people can have a string of bad luck out here, but, um, there's a lot of people, no matter how many times you tell them, hey, look, you need an emergency fund, you need to do this, you need to set this up, because there will be bad times. And that's any type of business. Lots of people, these socialist ideas and stuff, well, the owner's got this and he's making this much money and that should be divided and, amongst all the employees. Hey, some companies and stuff out there, maybe even private owned businesses, maybe they could pay a little better, maybe they can't. They're the ones who know the numbers. I don't know their numbers. But look here, it wouldn't be the first time somebody was doing really good and going to be a hot shot and they're going to pay their employees top dollar and all this and everything. And it's going to be a party the whole fucking time, right? Everyone's living high in the hog. All of a sudden the economy changes, hard times come, something changes in the industry. And they go broke. Well, it was a good run for 3 or 4 years. We all had a good time, made a lot of money there 3 or 4 years, whatever, 5 years. But guess what? You're all out of work now. Because we didn't set money aside, we didn't plan for the future, we didn't manage things right. And that's what you got to do. You get out here in one of these trucks or whatever kind of business you start. It is like caring for a child or something. You have got to be on your game and do what's right. And not give in to going and being wasteful with your resources and your money. You got to actually understand business and economy and how things work and markets work and all those types of things. The old school ways of doing trucking and everything, everybody just, go fast and waste money and all that type of stuff. That's long gone, and it's never worked. The whole I'm an outlaw cowboy type doesn't work. Never has worked. A lot of people make a good show of it for a few years, whatever. They end up going bankrupt, losing their truck or whatever, or they got a small fleet. Lots of them end up stealing. They got such egos and stuff, and they're hot shots and all this and everything, but they won't tell you how they cheated. Say they had a couple drivers, and it's been a big problem in this business. Some guy has a few trucks, puts drivers on, and each week the guy gets told he can't get paid. There are crooked people in every business out there, but there's been a lot of them in trucking. But thankfully, there's a lot of people, smarter people, who started getting in the business saying, you know what? This isn't being run right. We can do this and this, and you can be more profitable and be able to haul more freight instead of demanding, thinking everybody ought to pay you $3 a mile for every mile you go. Grow your fleet this way and that, and you make more money in the long run. Better safety, everything. So, some people learn their lessons the hard way in life, and other people step back and they look and they try and study and they look for people who know the answers, who've already been there, done that, been through it, to give them advice. Sometimes they take that advice, sometimes it ain't what they want to hear, and so they disregard it. Couldn't be their fault. Couldn't be something they're doing wrong. It's everybody else all the time. So, anyway, I wanted to kind of cap that off there, and just am I wrong for thinking that COVID's just the new terrorism, their new way to power, something they can use to divide us, so they can show their pimp hand is strong. I don't know. Think about it. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm not looking for money for anybody. It's a YouTube campaign. Get enough thumbs up and all this. Maybe politicians take note or something, whatever. Get enough write-ins in 2024. I'll file the paperwork and make it official. Run for office in 2024. You feel like giving or donating to somebody or something, find whatever charity suits you and do that. Find several charities. Give a little bit here, a little bit there. It all helps. All adds up. I'm not looking to make money off of this through people or campaign donations or anything like that. Strictly just give it a thumbs up, and then if it all becomes official, then go vote. Do whatever you want to do. Subscribe, don't subscribe. Doesn't matter to me. If you do end up seeing commercials or something on here, I don't know how that works. Being talking political stuff and running for office, I don't know if there's some kind of laws against that or whatever. Whatever it is. Find out, I guess, and get to that point. But be safe out there. Wish you all the best, and think about things before you make decisions, and jump the gun and let people excite you into thinking a certain way. And a lot of bullshit out there. You have a good bullshit detector, and you got to do your homework. It's your patriotic duty. Do your homework. It's your human duty to understand how things work, and how to be civil, and what's good for you and the future of your children and your grandchildren. Also, Bernie Sanders and all the other legalize drugs, and we'll empower you to sell them. And really, drugs haven't decimated the cities as it is. When everybody's stoned and on welfare, what's next? You gonna pay them for their drugs? Give them money so they can buy their drugs? Are you invested in a lot of these growing farms, Bernie? A lot of them politicians are. They want to legalize drugs because they've invested in it. They don't give a shit if it's wrong for you and your children and the future of the country. It's money that matters to them. Money and power. All right. Wish you all the best out there. Good luck. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.